What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. Today we got a juicy one because this is going to be the brother of the last SCP that we reacted to, which is SCP-073, Cain. Last episode we covered SCP-076, which is Abel, which is said brother of Cain, and we didn't really find out any information about both of them. Like, we found out that Abel hated anything he saw about Cain, personally symbols of Cain, and they also talked about that they can't be in the same room whatsoever, but we don't know why. We didn't get any more information about that. After that, it was just about, Abel. That was it. And so far with that SCP, it wasn't anything similar to, the lore behind Abel, but maybe Cain will shed some light on what happened between these brothers and see why they hate each other so much. So before we get started with this episode, if you guys are enjoying these SCP reactions, please let me know by smashing that like button. It will help the channel grow, and it will take less than a second, and it's 100% free, and it'll be much appreciated. And also, you can smash the sub button as well too, and join the family if you're not already part of it. We're pretty small right now, so love to have you, and we're going to be growing every day, so it's going to be the best place to be to get SCP content. So if you guys are enjoying it, you'll be making the right decision. And also, let me know in the comment section below too if there's any SCPs that you are fond of that I haven't covered yet. Let me know in the comment section below too. I love to check them out. I read every single comment, so if you have a suggestion, it won't get overlooked, I promise you. So with that all out the way, let's get this show started. Alrighty, SCP-073, Cain. Let's go, man. Hopefully it's a little bit better than Abel. Come on.
Viewer discretion is advised. When information concerning SCP-076 was brought to the attention of SCP-073,
right from the jump,
backing up, 073 showed familiarity with the information and was disinclined to adding to it. It then stated that it is best not to meet with SCP-076 out of consideration for all parties involved. Hello, everybody. I'm TheRubber.
Just appearances alone, just saying, Cain, for him being the older brother, he looks a little bit like a bitch, bro. I'm just saying, like, like, come on, B. Like, yo, it's just information. But we don't have all the, we don't got the meat and potatoes yet. So before we start assuming, I'm gonna watch it to the end. Maybe there's a reason behind it, but this guy looks like, pushover.
Today, we bring you SCP Foundation Keter Class Object SCP-073. SCP-073, also known as Cain.
Are those robotic arms? What the heck?
Appears to be a heavily tanned male of Arabic or Middle Eastern descent in his early 30s, 6'1" tall and 75 kilograms,
robotic
with black
legs
hair and blue eyes. Arms, legs, spinal cord, and shoulder blades of 073 appear to have been replaced with artificial versions of unknown make and metal. 073 only takes notice of this when it is pointed out, and states that it has no knowledge of how, why, or when these replacements took place, stating it had had them as long as it could remember. Examination of the unidentified metal on SCP-073 has suggested that it is beryllium bronze, a metal that has been documented as being utilized by various anomalous cultures and entities. In light of this discovery, the Foundation began working in an attempt to trace the origin of beryllium bronze and how it initially spread throughout the world.
Maybe Abel knows.
When prompted, SCP-073 was able to provide information suggests that beryllium bronze originated in the Middle East, though the exact point of origin has yet to be determined. Further research into the origin of beryllium bronze is currently ongoing. There is also a symbol engraved into the forehead of 073, which appears to be of Sumerian origin. Symbol has of yet been untranslated, and 073 appears distressed when the symbol is mentioned at all, refusing to speak on it. 073 does need to eat and drink on a regular basis, but is strict.
So we didn't hear anything about that with Abel. They didn't even talk about him eating at all, or lack thereof of him eating.
Carnivorous, owing to its effect on plant-based items. 073 is generally polite and genial to all who speak to it, though it has been described as cold and somewhat mechanical in its speech.
Wow.
073 is extremely helpful and enjoys aiding personnel in their daily actions.
This is crazy. I feel like they switched the roles or what they're supposed to be. Because I would have figured on surface level, Abel will be the nice one, generous one, you know, and then Cain will be the evil one because he's the one that killed his brother. But I mean, I guess it's different in the SCP Foundation world.
Whatever they may be, it has highly detailed knowledge of ancient to recent events in history and most commonly spoken languages in the world, including ones that have since died out. 073 has professed to have a photographic memory, remembering
Whoa.
word for word all text in an 800-page dictionary that was flipped through in a minute and a half.
Damn.
It has scored above average in all intelligence tests.
Oh, he dapping on him. Yo, I see you. Hey. Wait, was that only 10% B? Oh, whoa. That's 101%.
Intelligence test.
Okay. I thought you only got 10%. I'm like, how are you going to be flexing with a 10%, boy? That's not even a D. Oh my god.
SCP-073's presence is inimical to all life grown in soil, causing death to any life within a 20-meter radius.
Dang.
Any land 073 has walked on, and any within the 20-meter radius, becomes barren, as all anaerobic bacteria dies, rendering the soil incapable of supporting life, until new bacteria are introduced.
Sucks.
Anything that is derived from soil-grown life, such as wood and paper, immediately rots and disintegrates upon touch of 073.
Is it because he's cursed?
Further affected derivatives include anything hydroponically grown. Any damages directly towards 073 will reflect directly back onto the attacker.
Whoa.
Although 073 visibly remains unharmed.
Yo, that's broken. No, let me hear that again.
Which is wood and paper.
That is a broken ability, bro. He might be top tier with that now.
Further affected derivatives include anything hydroponically grown. Any damages directly towards 073 will reflect directly back onto the attacker.
Any damages. This guy's top tier. With that alone, he's top tier, bro.
Although 073 visibly remains unharmed. Attempts to get tissue and blood samples have proven futile. When the procedure was initiated, personnel carrying out the action felt the sensation of whatever was applied to 073 and wounded with a sample of their own blood or tissue, despite the fact that all actions were directed solely at 073. Indirect damage through a medium.
The doctor had his own blood that he got from Cain?
Indirect damage through and wound up with a sample of their own blood or tissue, despite the fact that
no wonder they can't get samples from him, bro. That's crazy, let alone just feeling the sensation of getting your blood taken from you. It's actually his blood that they're taking. That's why he feels the sensation. It's like they were actually taking... It's like he was in Cain's body. Wow, that is interesting. I mean, I didn't think he will have this kind of ability.
Actions were directed solely at 073. Indirect damage through a medium also results in the person perpetrating the action receiving the wounds caused. Although 073 receives no actual harm from damage to its person, it is stated that it still feels the pain of the action and has politely asked researchers to abstain from overly harmful actions to its person. In light of SCP-073's indestructible nature, photographic memory, and general will to please, High Command have deemed that all information is to be backed up on 073, ensuring it is not lost in the event of a catastrophe. While this action has been met with mixed responses, 073 has agreed and sworn itself to secrecy on its part.
Look at Rubber, bro. Oh my god.
SCP-073 was first found by the SCP Foundation in the New York Police Department, having been taken in after 073 had been found amidst the bodies of several violent gang members. 073 told police members that the gang had attempted to make fun of it, but became angry and attempted to kill 073, resulting in their own demise. 073 was incarcerated and was deemed a John Doe when NYPD could not find any information on it. 073 came to the attention of the Foundation through a routine inspection of John Does and was subsequently released into the Foundation's custody. When information concerning SCP-076 was brought to the attention of SCP-073 for backing up, 073 showed familiarity with the information and was disinclined to adding to it. It then stated that it is best not to meet with SCP-076 out of consideration for all parties involved. SCP-076 consists
Wonder
of two
why.
components: a black speckled metamorphic stone, referred as SCP-076-1,
Get more information,
and
guys.
a humanoid entity contained within, referred as SCP-076-2.
Able.
076-2 resembles a lean, Semitic human male in his late 20s. For more information about SCP-076,
Well, we already
check
watched
out this video. Rumor has it that 076-2 and 073 are based off the biblical characters Cain and Abel. In the biblical book of Genesis, Cain and Abel are the first two sons of Adam and Eve.
Yup.
Cain, the firstborn, was a farmer, and his brother Abel was a shepherd.
Yep.
The symbol engraved on 073's forehead is obviously the mark of Cain, and, at least according to the Bible, it makes the land barren around him. That is why all organic materials decompose when he is near. Although we're still not sure about their relationship, but we're definitely sure that 076-2 hates 073. Because upon sight of it, 076-2 became highly enraged and aggressive, killing several of the researchers. According to the Bible, Cain and Abel made sacrifices to Yahweh, the national god of the kingdoms.
Yep, and they favored Abel's gift and not Cain's, and that's hopefully in this he kills Abel, and that is why.
Of Israel and Judah, each of their own produce, but Yahweh favored Abel's sacrifice instead of Cain's. Cain then murdered Abel, whereupon Yahweh punished Cain by condemning him to a life of wandering.
Yo.
Cain then dwelt in the land of Nod, where...
Okay, so here this is the answers I was seeking. This was the answers I was seeking. Yo, so it is similar to the historic events that happened to them. Oh my god.
He built a city and fathered the line of descendants beginning with Enoch. Hence, 076-2 seems to be reincarnated as a vengeful being.
Dang.
He just kills and kills, which seems like he is exacting revenge for being murdered by 073.
It's not even his fault.
Recently, a grade 3
wow,
researcher...
little punk. You had to kill him because you were jealous, bro. Damn.
Zhang from the Chinese branch had proposed a plan to the Containment Area 25 administrator that can possibly contain SCP-076 more efficiently. Dorothy suggested to add amnestic equipment to the killing corridor inside SCP-076-2's containment measures, attempt to erase its memory about its death. The possible outcomes of the plan include a reduction in the state of anger and a reduction in the containment process. There was no foreseen injurious consequence, and the cost was within an acceptable range. Finally, the proposal was approved. After the procedure, 076-2 has forgotten. He quieted down and murmured with an unrecognizable language, wondering where he is. He stepped out of the corridor as the guards nervously watched him. An ancient Sumerian expert was soon sent to the scene to help communicate. He has forgotten. Staying in a standard humanoid containment room, 076-2 told the researchers that he wanted to go grazing. To satisfy his request, an indoor farm was soon built. They were still highly alert to 076-2, but he had a great time anyways. He asked the employees, who were dressed as biblical characters, of 073's trace. At first, they got away temporarily by telling him that 073 went to travel, though he became much more persistent 2 months later, and even threatened the employees. More armed forces were arranged around 076-2's farm. They tried to come up with excuses that could be accepted by 076-2, but they have never thought of one.
Yeah, it's too smart.
So 076-2 realized that they were lying to him. He escaped from his containment room and finally met SCP-073. Surprisingly, there were no conflicts between 073 and 076-2.
What?
073 apologized to 076-2. Though 076-2 did not appear to comprehend what the apology was for.
Dang.
Since then, 073 was allowed to meet with 076-2 periodically.
Wow.
After this event, 076-2 was aging at the same speed as an ordinary human being.
What?
And was estimated to die in a few years.
What?
By then, Containment Area 25 should recover all special containment methods that were used to contain SCP-076. the current 076-2 remained its state of death for 10 years, in which no
What?
076-2 has been produced from 076-1 since. 076-2 is now considered neutralized. SCP-073 is currently kept in Site-17, a 2-room cell furnished with all 9...
Wow, is it because his curse is over? Because I'm assuming he was resurrected, reincarnated as a vengeful spirit because he wanted to get his revenge, you know, because his brother killed him. But maybe after he threw away his hatred because he didn't know why he would be mad at him, the curse was over and he was able to just die like a normal person. Dang, what?
Organic furniture and items, and a bathroom. 073 can freely wander the facility, can eat in the main canteen.
Wow.
A tracking device has been attached to SCP-073's person and is not to be removed.
Good.
It is disallowed any contact with the surface and is not allowed outside the facility. It is also not allowed to have any contact with plant-based SCPs under any circumstances.
No, go
Violence
figure.
is not to be used against 073 under any circumstances.
Yep.
Remember to check out my new anime.
Okay, that was cool. Alrighty, so this was great. Honestly, this was everything that I wanted to see in the Able SCP. However, it's perfect that we got in this, and I'm so glad I reacted to Able first and then this one, because I feel like if I did it the other way around, probably would have, you know, not flowed as well, because I was left in anticipation of what was the background with them, because it seemed like it was different with Able, with his side of stuff, but with Cain we got more lore about like why he's not supposed to talk to Able. And it was interesting to find out that everything that transpired in the past with like their events, you know, their offerings was the same as what happened in history. So this was really cool to see. I liked it a lot. Cain surprised me a lot about his abilities and what he could do. Like the plants, I could kind of assume that from like his background and everything, but you know, I never figured that if you damage him, you will receive that. And when the scientist was like taking his blood and it was actually his blood, like you can't take blood or samples from him, that was pretty insane. So he's up there with me. But if I had to say which one I like more, I kind of like Abel more. I like his vibe. I like his personality. He seemed pretty dope. Cain seemed like a pretty carefree guy, but I like Abel a little bit more. So with that being said, if you guys enjoyed this reaction, please remember to smash that like button. Honestly, it takes less than a second and it'll mean the world. And also smash the sub button as well too if you're not already part of the family. I make content like this daily, so you will always get that SCP dose of heat. So with that all out the way, I hope you guys all have a phenomenal day, and that concludes the show. So I'll catch you guys on the next one.